On our travels in Amalfi, when we were writing our book, we found this fantastic restaurant called the University of Pizza.
In Vico Quenze.
Which was near...
On the way to Sorrento, actually.
What's amazing about this kind of pizza is that it's divided into sections.
And that's why we got all these sort of toppings, because you'll have a compartmentalized pizza, really, actually, which is favolosa.
So here I've got some spelt flour, so it's a little bit healthier than your average pizza. This is white, strong flour going into the bowl. Can you open my yeast for me?
I will open the yeast because she's...
Thanks a lot.
Non va bene.
I'm using dried yeast, but you could use fresh yeast. You'd have to use 15 grams of fresh yeast.
Do you want the yeast inside straight away there, or do you want it in water?
Straight away. No, straight away, please, because it's easy blend, quick using yeast.
Fantastic.
So it can just all go together. So I'm going to just stir up the dry ingredients first with my useful plastic dough scraper. Okay, I'm going to add in all of the water. I may need a little bit more because it depends on how absorbent this flour is. So I'm just going to stir it together while Giancarlo prepares the toppings.
Yes, the mozzarella is actually cow mozzarella, it's not buffalo. It's less watery, so my pizza will not be waterlogged. Senza acqua, pizza senza acqua.
Senza acqua, okay.
Dove vai?
I'm just going to get some more water because that spelt flour is very, very absorbent.
Oh mamma mia, allora bisogna rifare la ricetta.
Yes. I could also be doing this into a mixer if I wanted to, in a mixer with a dough hook. So it's going to need a little bit more as well.
Yeah, not too much, otherwise it becomes too wet.
No, not too much or it becomes too wet, just as he said.
And don't push me, please, because I've got my space.
She's my space. You work there.
Pizza invader,
I'm here,
space invader.
There's the line between us.
Okay, I won't go further than that space, okay?
Never work with your husband, just doesn't really work.
I see.
Once you've got a ball of dough like this, then you can tip it out on the table and start kneading, which is what I'm going to do now. So.
And what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just cutting the mushrooms to make them quite thin, if you like, you know, this sort of thickness, so we can put them just on top of the pizza as it is, and then the oven will do the job and cook them. So that's I'm preparing all the bits and pieces. And how are you doing with your dough there, my love?
So this is my lovely dough coming together, and I'm just going to use a simple kneading technique. Do you think you could pour a little bit more flour on here for me? Just a little bit, thank you very much. Thank you. That's just fine, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, simple kneading technique. Stretch, fold, quarter turn. Stretch, fold, quarter turn. Once this ball of dough's come together, and it's got elasticity in it, it's a little bit bouncy, it's got some life to it, then I know that it's kneaded enough. And if I press the top of it, I'll see that it bounces back to the touch. Let's see.
That's fantastic. That looks really very good.
And all I'm going to have to do now is let it rise slowly overnight. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour in the bottom of my bowl.
Why do you have it overnight, Katie? What's the problem?
Because I want the yeast to start growing. And so I want this dough to rise very, very slowly. So I'm going to put it in the fridge so that it rises overnight. Therefore, you get lots of acidity and lots of flavour in the dough.
And as you can see here, I already prepared some tomato, chorizo, mozzarella, mushrooms, and I've got some chili here. I'm going to cut this chili in big chunks, and I'll put it with the tomato. So when you have the tomato, you can have some chili as well. It's absolutely delicious. And I want to show you something while you're there. If you want to take all the seeds away from the chili, you just roll it like this, and all the seeds, they come off. As you can see, look, the seeds come off. So you don't have to really worry about it. There we go. So the seeds, they're not going to go in your teeth.
So overnight has happened. 8 hours later, my pizza dough has been rising very, very slowly in the fridge. It was covered in cling film.
Yep. And the pizzas like me, I rise very slowly.
There's the dough. It's been rising overnight, so it should have a good smell. I'm going to cut it in half and roll it out so that it fits that tray. Can I borrow your knife?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And meanwhile, on the tray here, I'm going to put a bit of olive oil at the bottom, like this. Not too much, probably a spoon and a half or something. Then with my hand, I'll just grease the tray like this.
So here we've got half of the dough, and I've roughly shaped it into a rectangle, and I'm going to roll it out. So I'm trying to get it to almost the size of a typical oven roasting tray. So you can go backwards and forwards. Just make sure you don't actually seal it to the work surface. So make sure you've got plenty of flour down underneath, plenty of flour over the top. So really try and get it thin so that you don't have a really weighty pizza base. It should be quite light, really. Almost ready to go in the tray. So what I'm going to do now is just cut some pieces off it, which are going to form the compartments, as Giancarlo called it, which divides the toppings into pieces. Now, the thing is, with the pizza, like with pastry, if you want to roll it out even thinner, then you've got to let it relax for a couple of minutes, because then you'll be able to roll it out better. There are going to be my strips, which I'll come back to in a moment. Then we've got our pizza. Now it has relaxed just for a couple of minutes, so I'll have a go.
It's not like me then, is it?
No, not like you. I just want it to be quite a neat rectangular shape, so I'll chop that off there. And then use the rolling pin to lift it up. Pat off a bit of that. And then let it drop into the baking tray. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's a pleasure helping you. Doing it wrong, it's great.
Right, I want to put my compartments on next, so I'm going to roll those out.
I'm learning a new pizza.
New skill. And so this one is going to go over here.
Yep.
And if they don't stick very well, you can always put a little bit of water underneath just to help it stick. I would come together so it's a square. Now we can put the sauce on, the sauce that we made earlier.
Tomato sauce.
So if you want to learn how to make this sauce, click our link here and then you can see how to make it.
And that's okay or not?
Yeah, that's fine, yes, yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't need to be on all of them, so I'll do this one.
Fantastic.
Sorted.
Shall we?
Yep.
That's our lovely pizza with all different compartments. Una pizza a mezzo metro. Yum, yum. I cannot have none, but that's okay.
I know you can't. It's a bit sad. But you've got the topping here, haven't you?
Yes.
So what topping have you got?
I've got the lettuce here that you wanted, shredded.
Yep.
I've got the olives, chili, garlic, and...
So we can mix them all into a bowl.
Yep.
So I love this topping. It's just like a bit like a salad, really, and it just goes on top of your pizza base.
Fantastic.
Okay, a little bit of olive oil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bit
salt
of olive
and pepper?
oil. Yeah, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
We can just transfer the pizza onto a board.
There we go. La pizza è pronta. Favoloso, guarda che bello. Shall I do it?
Yeah, go for it.
E questa è la pizza a mezzo metro.
Pizza to the half meter, because we couldn't get a whole meter in the oven. And that's our pizza è pronto. The pizza's ready.
Perfetto. Brava.
Grazie.
Bellissimo, veramente molto buono.